Hello, you wonderful people. So for today's video, I'm going to talk about the trailer that just came out for Marvel's Hit Monkey. If you haven't seen it already, I'll include a link to it in the description down below. But obviously, it's not a long trailer. It's only like 52 seconds. But man, it just reminds you of how weird the Marvel universe is. I mean, this doesn't just apply to Marvel. It's also, you know, DC as well, but like this is a character I know nothing about. Like, cause I think we get so used to like characters we're somewhat familiar with because like the MCU puts them on a pedestal. Like obviously Iron Man wasn't always like the character that he is today. Like he's in a general pop cultural zeitgeist. He was never like the biggest, most popular character in the Marvel's universe, comic book wise. At least people who read comics would tell you that. But it's because the MCU put him in that pedestal. Regardless, I'm going on a bit of a tangent, but the whole point is like we get something weird like this, which I know nothing about Hit Monkey. I looked into it. I read maybe 4 or 5 sentences of his background on a Wikipedia article, and I stopped. I was like, I don't need to know anything else. I don't want to know anything else. I'm going into this as knowing as little as possible. Interestingly enough, like what it was saying was like, I came across something like from when I was Googling being like Earth 616. I'm like, wait, this is some mainline continuity stuff here? Okay, that's awesome. I mean, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because, I mean, first and foremost, I mean, like, what else is there to say? It's a hitman that's a monkey. Doesn't seem like he's going to be talking, but he just goes out on missions, killing people. And it does not, like, if you didn't see if I didn't see Marvel in the title, I would have never known that this was a Marvel property. This is like, at least with MODOK, I was somewhat slightly familiar enough with MODOK, like not well versed, but at least aware of the character enough to be like, okay. Plus they threw in Iron Man, but like, unless you're well versed in the comics, I didn't see anything that screamed to me, oh, this is in the Marvel universe. Like, it's just weird, wild, and crazy, and I'm all for it. Like, it legitimately feels like Marvel meets Archer. Like, it definitely gave me some Archer vibes. And you want to give me some Archer in the Marvel universe? I'm all about it. It's just, I mean, when you have characters like Howard the Duck, is it that weird? Because I did not even know this show was happening. Because I knew about MODOK, Hellstrom, as well as like, I know that they were going to do a Howard the Duck cartoon for Hulu, but that ended up getting canned, I think. But I didn't even remember this getting like announced. Maybe it wasn't, I just didn't remember. But man, it just looks so wild and crazy, and thinking like something like this is in the, like, this definitely seems like it's gonna be on the obviously like that MODOK level of just like, oh, like things are gonna get bloody, weird, and crazy. Like I said, it definitely gave me some like Archer vibes, which I'm all about that. But like I said, what else is to say? Like, I don't know anything about the character. I'm excited to find out more because, like I said, I read like a couple sentences of this character's background, just specifically how this character learned how to be an assassin. And having read that, I hope they follow that to a T when we get this character's background. I did look into associations and stuff like that, and one is a group, Mercs for Money, which there's 2 different lineups because there's one where Deadpool's the leader, and then there's another one where Domino is the leader. But I think Deadpool's still a part of it at that point in time, and then, like, that version of the group is where Hit Monkey comes into play, which makes sense. Like, him being a part of that band of weirdos, but knowing he has some relation and ties to like Deadpool, I'm like, that makes sense. You're gonna be on that really, really weird side of Marvel, so that makes a lot of sense. But the other team I saw he was a part of is called Stake. It's an acronym, which that has like a lot of like, I know it's tied to like the LMDs, it's tied to like, was it Dum Dum Dugan, which I'm like, oh, like that's Neil McDonough's character from first Captain America movie. I know he popped up in Agent Carter. I think it was saying he popped up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. too. I definitely remember him being in Agent Carter. But yeah, I mean, well, interestingly enough, more recently, obviously, like he came back in the first episode of What If. But regardless, you know, that was just, but you know, fascinating. Hit Monkey is something more recent in the comics. It's from 2010, which, yes, that was 10 years ago, but it's still fairly new-ish in the grand scheme continuity of like just all Marvel comics. I'd love to know what you thought about it. Are you excited? Are you not excited? Are you someone well versed in the comics? Like, you don't have to spoil anything, but tell me, like, is this a character, like, even if you're a comic book person, is this a character you're familiar with, or is this kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy was for a majority of people? Like, I have no idea who these characters are, and I'm just gonna be here for the ride. I wonder, is it gonna be something of that vein for most people? Because a lot of people said the same thing about like the, you know, not just Guardians, but even the Eternals, of like knowing next to nothing about them as well. So Just let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. But really, that's all I want to talk about. Till the next time we meet, be happy, be safe, live life to the fullest, and enjoy it. Good day, and goodbye.